Today is March 31st, 2020, and tomorrow it starts a brand new month, April. I'm really hoping that in April we can get back together. But I'm going to take a couple minutes and read you a little bit about time. This is one of the old weekly readers that I saved for a while because it says time for camp. And it has some clocks on here that you can see that will help us learn about how to tell time on a clock. Okay? So it says down here, the small hand on the clock tells the hour. The small hand on this clock is pointing to the 8. So that means that it is 8 o'clock. That's how you read it, 8 o'clock. The long hand is on the 12. The little hand is on the 8. That means it's 8 o'clock. Now this happens to be 8 o'clock in the morning, but there also could be 8 o'clock in the evening. Now these children are at camp. So at 9 o'clock, you can see at 9 o'clock they are getting together and they're raising the flag and they're singing songs. So at 9 o'clock it is time to sing. You can see that the little hand's pointing on the 9, the big hand's on the 12, and how you read that is to say 9 o'clock. 1 hour later it is 10 o'clock, and at 10 o'clock it's time for a hike. See, the little hand's on the 10, the long hand's on the 12, 10 o'clock. Time for a hike. So the children are going on a hike. They hiked for a long time, a whole hour later, it is 11 o'clock. Little hand's on the 11, the big hand's on the 12. It's 11 o'clock. And what are they doing? They're eating lunch. They were hungry from their hike. So they're eating lunch at 11 o'clock. Now, an hour later, they ate lunch, maybe they rested a little bit, and now it is 12 o'clock. And if you look, you can see that both hands, the long one and the short one, are pointing to the 12. That's kind of tricky, isn't it? But that means it's 12 o'clock. And at 12 o'clock at camp, the children are going for a horseback ride. It is 12 o'clock. It is time to ride. And that's what they're doing. They're taking a ride. And now at 12 o'clock at my house, we usually have lunch. We don't eat so early as 11 o'clock. Let's go to see what they're going to do at 1 o'clock. After they've taken their horseback ride, they are busy. It's now 1 o'clock. Can you see? Where's the little hand pointing? It's pointing to the 1. The big hand's on the 12, so we say that's 1 o'clock. It's time for a swim. And now, an hour later, it's 2 o'clock. Little hand on the 2, big hand on the 12. It's 2 o'clock. It's time to go home. So we all will have so much fun, and we will have time for more fun tomorrow. So the children are going home at what time? 2 o'clock. Now, if you look on the back, I've already done this one, but it says, draw the small hand on each clock to show the time. So right down here it says 3 o'clock. So you can see the 12 o'clock, the big hand's on the 12. I drew the little hand to show 3 o'clock. I did the same for 6 o'clock, little hand on the 6, big hand on the 12. And 9 o'clock, same thing, little hand on the 9, big hand on the 12. So that means it's 9 o'clock. Now, that's how you tell time. On this one, it says, draw the small hand to show what time the children went swimming. Well, I had to go back and look, but the children went swimming at 1 o'clock. So the long hand's on the 12, the little hand's on the 1. So that's an introduction to telling time. We'll talk more about that, and I sent some papers home about that too. Good luck to you all. Call or text if you have questions.